Farm Small, Farm Smart Daily is part of the Modern Grower Podcast Network. Check out some of our other shows like Carrot Cash Flow, the Growing Microgreens Podcast, and Farm Small, Farm Smart. Learn more about the shows using the link below.
Can you kind of give us a quick rundown of what the Sumi Soaker is?
Sure. Yeah, and it's February 2025 when we're recording this, if you want to dig into that. So this is another greatest hit from Japan.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't invent it. It's been in use in Japan for 30 plus years. It's run by a huge company, Sumika Agrotech, who's a division of Sumitomo. And they've used it in Japan extensively, 30 years across a variety of industries to water large-scale landscapes. They've exported around the world. They've never really done anything in the U.S. for whatever reason. So Jody started using this, I think like 10 years ago.
Wow.
In New Zealand. And he got me turned on to it. And I started talking to the company. This is known, it's probably a year and a half in the making. So this is like sometimes how long this stuff takes to actually go. But by the time you do the calls, meet with the company, R&D, all that type of stuff. And we met with them, we tried it, had farmers tried it, had good results. The economics checked, irrigation, obviously a major part of a lot of farms. So there's market appeal there, and it comes in costing a lot less than a lot of other systems. The great thing about this Sumi Soaker is what it is. It's just a long hose that's perforated that when you pressurize it, it puts out a sprinkler pattern to the left of the hose and to the right of the hose. But this isn't some little garden thing. You're 15 feet in either direction, and you can run this up to 300 feet long. So you can run a 300-foot hose, 15 feet on either side, and water a rectangle.
Yeah.
And watering a rectangle is impossible with overhead rotating sprinklers, because rotating sprinklers put out a circular pattern.
Mm-hmm.
This puts out a rectangular pattern. So you're not going to get wet spots where patterns overlap in round sprays, or you're not going to get dry spots. It's simple. It's low tech. There's no moving parts. It's just a perforated hose. You can move it around. Some of the farmers that we've had test this over the last year and a half have a couple, just move it around as needed. Use it to water in seedlings after transplanting. Use it to water in crops because it puts down a really gentle, fine mist. So I look at it as either something you could use at that phase or in conjunction with wobblers or in conjunction with drip. You want to get something established, you could use this. There's obviously not all benefits to it. There are some negatives to it. High winds, the mist pattern is so fine, it will blow if you have a lot of wind. You can get some of that with wobblers too.
Mm-hmm.
And things like since it's a ground-based system, if you have tall crops on either side, that will obstruct the pattern as water comes out of it. But they sell risers for that, or some people even put it up on make their own things out of wood just to lift the hose up off the ground. So when I saw this and started looking at it, I'm like, okay, this can solve a lot of problems for people because it's affordable relative to the other options out there. Cheaper than drip, cheaper than wobbler systems. It's simple. Like you're just making one hose connection, unrolling a tube. There's no moving parts, so minimal maintenance. Move it around. If you need to store it, you just roll the hose up. It rolls up flat. So 100 feet takes up something, I don't know if I said it, the diameter of a CD. I don't even know if people would know what that means anymore.
Yeah.
But really small, 5-6 inches across. So you're not storing all this crazy equipment, and you could some people are running off a garden hose, runs off low pressure, 30 PSI max. I don't know what the lower end is off the top of my head, but maybe 10. Everybody should have at least that pressure. But I think it'll solve issues for people that have watering. We've heard a lot of complaints from new farmers, particularly there's one near me. One of their big struggles is wet spots and dry spots on the farm. They cannot get it evenly watered with wobblers because of that circular circular pattern. Well, you can put down a rectangle, and now you know that every section is getting uniform water. So you're not going to have bigger growth in certain areas, smaller growth in other areas. What does this look like in terms of on a field? One line, 4 beds on either side, assuming you have around 18-inch pathways. So you're
Mhm.
covering 8 beds for
Yeah.
one section. And that's about $120 to do that. A wobbler system to cover those same 8 beds, or some of the other systems out there, depending on where you get it, maybe like 225, 250.
Mhm. Yeah, it seems extremely affordable, which is yeah, I mean, that was, like, a big draw, like, "Oh my gosh," like, I can't believe like with everything we've just talked about, how it's like, you need to commit to being able to, like, pay for quality, and, like, this seems to be like, "Oh, this is, like, really good quality as well as it's a good affordable price," just because it's so, like, seemingly low tech, yet so well engineered. 2 biggest issues that I have when it comes to watering, when I'm watering in a directly seeded crop, I've opted for kinda like half-inch black pipe with little emitters that I pop into the bed, and I can water just 1 bed at a time, which is really great because I can keep it super localized, but it's circular emitters. And so, yeah, you have dry spots and wet spots. And then, if you want to get the wet spots sufficiently saturated, then you're oversaturating other spots. Your pathways are getting all muddy and flooded. And then, yeah, and then you have 100-foot long piece of pipe with all these emitters. Those emitters get clogged, they break. You have to replace them all the time. It's a real headache. And then also, summertime, we're trying to do a lot of baby greens, lettuces. You need to be getting water onto the plants to keep them cooled down. And we opted to just try like T-post with big, I don't know what they're called, but kind of the traditional sprinklers.
Like an impact sprinkler.
Impact sprinkler, yeah. And basically just have those at like quadrants to where you can kind of water, but same thing. It's not a full circle, but it's still a semicircle. So you're having to do that. So then you're oversaturating some areas and certain areas are not. And so I'm really eager to order one and try it out. And I hope that it'll work really well. And I love how modular it is. So,
Yeah, it's one of those things too. It looks super simple. People are gonna be like, "What? It's a tube with holes in it." But
mhm,
like everything, it's not that simple.
yeah.
It's massive amount of engineering, like special machines to laser cut those holes at the right position to make sure that the water comes out cleanly. The way the plastic's bonded together because it's 2 layers. There's a lot that goes on there that if you just look at it, you're like, "What is this?
hmm
This is worth nothing." And I can already hear people say that, but they have no idea how it's made and what it
hmm
takes to get it into production. So
Yeah.
that's just another side that people don't see.
And a similar example would be like seating trays. There's 1,000 different seating trays out there. Some of them are astronomical. I was looking at some today, and it was like jaw hit the floor. It's like, surely this is like a pack of 10. And it's like, oh no, this is for a single tray. All the way down to super cheap ones. And to the untrained eye, you'd be like, yeah, it's a 128 cell tray. Like, what's the difference? It holds soil, puts in. It's like, no, I could talk to you for hours about the difference and why I like the ones that I like. And so I think this will probably be no different. Like the people who use it and they can see how it can change the thing on the farm will probably be able to explain the difference in a much better way.
Hello, growers. Say goodbye to heavy sandbags and hello to Modern Growers Quick Hoops Low Tunnels. Protect your plants from pests, wind, rain, and frost without the hassle of sandbags or flimsy hoops. Our patented design eliminates the need for clamps and ropes, while the unique wire system keeps covers secure yet easily accessible. Tested in the strong winds of New Zealand for over 20 years, Quick Hoops are light, strong, portable, and versatile. Most importantly, they're designed for field use. These aren't some lightweight system that only looks great in a greenhouse. Our hoops are designed to last in harsh field conditions. Use them with any covering to grow year-round and safeguard your crops. Shade cloth, frost blanket, insect net, clear poly, no problem. Quick Hoops can handle them. Get Quick Hoops today at shop.moderngrower.co and protect your crops for years to come.